David. Welcome to Faith Odyssey and Funeral Potatoes podcast. Once again, hope you have been enjoying the episode so far. We welcome you back to our podcast. I am the talent. With me is my co-host.
I'm. You ever seen Top Gear?
Yeah, I've seen Top Gear.
Yeah, I'm Jeremy Clarkson. You're.
Oh, okay.
You're Richard Hammond. No, you're James May, actually.
Dang it! I wanted Richard.
No, I'm Jeremy. I am the talent. You understand that?
Yeah, well, welcome to our podcast. And with our guests today, we have
Taylor. What's your middle name?
Jordan Dunne.
Taylor Aloysius Jordan Dunne.
Yes.
We're that ridiculous.
Welcome, Taylor.
Jordan.
Hey, the River. Michael, hello.
Well, yeah, Michael, I get it. You know what I mean? Not that river.
We're talking legacy here.
Yeah. Why'd they give you middle name of Jordan?
Great question.
Never asked. Just go with Michael.
How do you not ask?
Actually, for real though, so I was born in '84 when Michael Jordan was drafted.
No, hold on. Best draft out of '84 though is John Stockton.
Ooh.
Continue on. Now,
he bit his lip on that. He didn't want to.
No, but my parents. I was talking to my mom years later because I grew up loving '90s NBA basketball.
Right.
They originally were going to name me Micah Jordan Dunne, but there would have been too much association. I might have taken Michael Jordan's place. Who knows? The 6-foot white guy.
Dude, there's a Michael Jackson in our ward.
Yeah.
Oh. Is that his? I didn't know that was his first name.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Well, they're pretty similar, so that's good. Yeah. Anyway, I can't remember what I was thinking of now.
Well, welcome, Taylor.
You got me all on because you said you were the talent, so now I'm real. Just real frustrated.
Can you be the good looks on a podcast? Is that even possible?
I mean,
well, it's a visual
talent and good looks.
There's a camera,
right
Taylor.
here.
I know you if you don't know.
You're welcome out there.
All of this.
You're welcome.
Delish.
Yes, this is spectacular. Now, what the name Faith Odyssey and Funeral Potatoes? What do you feel about that?
Yep.
I like it because it's making me think really hard. But Faith
that's
Odyssey.
Anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Faith Odyssey catches my attention because I really believe in that. I do believe that faith is a journey, and your faith is more rewarding as you struggle, as you overcome, as you achieve, as you deal with adversity and difficulties. I like that part about Faith Odyssey. Funeral Potatoes, I'm hungry. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, there's some Muddy Buddies right there.
Yep.
Is you feeling peckish?
Are those really popular in Utah? Because I know Funeral Potatoes are.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we don't have just funeral potatoes out of our pocket, Taylor. But there's some.
Yeah. Sorry, we don't have it on the boil 24/7, Taylor. Jeez.
Out of our pocket, right there, buddy. Fresh out of mine.
Tempting. What kind?
Muddy Buddies. What do you know?
Well, there's different flavors. You don't
Chocolate
know.
peanut butter.
There's not different flavors.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
No, there's not. Whether they claim to be different flavors, that's one thing. But Muddy Buddies are peanut butter and chocolate.
Dude, I seen some tahine ones.
I don't care what they're advertising. There's only one Muddy Buddy.
Fire. I've seen all that. Habanero.
You've seen Rain too?
Seen all that.
Fire and Rain?
Fire and Rain.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, James Taylor.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I went to that tribute band the other night with Journey.
Oh, how was that?
It was good.
Huh?
I can hear it from
before.
I can hear it from my house. It was good.
Nice.
Yeah, they have an Asian singer. It's kind of weird.
But wasn't the original Journey singer
Steve Perry?
Yeah.
Does Steve Perry sound like an
He's from
Asian
Frisco, or is he from Frisco?
Does
Anyway.
Steve Perry sound
The
like
guy
an
who
Asian?
took over for Steve Perry is Filipino.
which is Asia.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
that doesn't count.
It does.
They do not.
Apparently, this
dare
isn't a
you.
geography podcast.
It is.
How
Yes.
dare- Do you even know where the Philippines are located? You're ridiculous right now, okay?
Beyond Philippines, beyond
Part
the
of the
ice wall.
Pacific Islands.
It's beyond the ice wall.
Oh, boy. Well, the Earth is, number one, the Earth is flat.
Yep, it's flatter over there.
So, and there's actually no real islands.
Ah,
Yeah.
So Moana 3 is going to be filmed over there.
live action Moana 3.
Moana, how dare you? Hey, also,
So-
if you do enjoy these podcasts, and click subscribe, but also the bell. Huh? Ring the little bell button.
Oh yeah, every time we put out a new one, it gives you a little notification that we put out a new one. So
Yeah,
keep following us. We got more.
I know that it's just Taylor, but
Yeah.
you know.
This one's going to go viral. I can tell already.
You know, something going viral is not a good thing, too, right? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm that ugly.
yeah, like, oh, hey, I just got a viral.
Dude, U of O's going to call me like, we want him now.
Yeah. Micah Jordan. Sign me up.
Kidding me?
6 foot white guy in his 40s.
He's in his prime. Are you kidding me? He's got a hook shot like no other.
No, I played with him.
So you know.
Well, I'm at the stage now. I'm learning Bo's method, which is don't jump.
Yeah, I stopped jumping like 10 years ago.
I haven't jumped for a few years, and I don't feel bad because Bo did it.
Yeah.
His basketball method is less effort, more points.
Yeah. Convenient enough, yes.
He's that good.
I never really experienced Taylor having a hook shot all that much.
No.
No.
I'm not. I don't got that Magic Johnson hook.
Yeah, he's not.
Kareem Abdul.
Are you more on Larry Bird or Kareem or what?
Yeah, he's not a hooker.
No.
No. Taylor?
I should rebuke that.
Let's go.
No, that is not me. I'm not that.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. I'm glad.
So Taylor, where do you hail from?
Hometown is Salem, South Salem area.
Salem, Oregon. All right.
Yep. A little fun fact I'd like to tell people is that between the ages of 19 and 34, I moved 34 times.
Oh my word.
So that's 17 cities, 6 states, and 3 countries.
What's that say about you?
Were you touring?
You talked about the band Journey.
Yeah.
Guess what I did?
Did people not like you so
You
much
lived the
that
life.
you got kicked out of 34 places?
Yeah, I know. Well, when you're running from the law.
Breaking the law. Breaking the
I
law.
didn't know he had a Bonnie and
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Yep.
Okay, well, tell us the story.
No, people ask me, and I really don't have an answer. Besides, I just took opportunities to live other places, take jobs other places. I just moved. So on average, that's moving every 5.8 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, would I recommend it to anyone? No, I wouldn't. But it's given me a lot of my gifts and talents, honed them in. Also, I value relationships, and in this capacity, it's helped me build them quickly with trust. Because I couldn't wait for people to become friends with me. Mm-hmm. So I've learned to be able to like, oh, that's someone I respect. I want to become friends with them. And I kind of know the routine to make that happen.
How did you sharpen your discernment meter, I guess, in these situations? Because they can get a little dicey.
Sure.
Know?
Well, I used to think that I was this naive kid who didn't know better.
Yeah.
But the reality is, when I served my mission in Puerto Rico, in 2005, it had the 5th highest murder rate in the world. I wasn't being naive. Like, there's things we were doing that, kept us safe. And I also do think the power of God is upon you.
Sure.
I genuinely believe you attract what you are. So, if you notice at school or in social
That's why I attract a lot of hot guys.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bo's busy. No, but he's ruined my train of thought. Got this image of Bo. And he's sitting right next to me.
All right, let's read.
That's what I'm here for.
I attract hot sandwiches. And go.
No, but a lot of people, let's take people who say, oh, I got in a fight and I always get in fights. I'm a fighter. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Well, it's because that's what they're drawn towards. So they find it, right? I think the same thing with mentality with wealth and poverty. Like nothing that's wrong or right, but you're drawn towards it.
Yeah.
Right. I think if you want to see good in the world, be good, and you see it. By age 40 now, I realize I know what I'm seeing and I believe in it, and it's the world's mostly good. Yeah.
What good did you see over in South Salem area that kind of made you kind of hone this or develop this? I mean, did you grow up in the church?
Yeah. So I grew up in the church. So my story is my mom converted my dad to the faith. My mom was never active. My dad was fully active. So I call it spiritual dyslexia. Right? My mom, on my mom's side of the family, it goes all the way back to 1831, where and I believe it's Joseph Smith baptizing our family into the church. So I'm 7th generation LDS. Mm-hmm. At the same time, my mom never came to church ever. Maybe 2-3 times, maybe. And so my dad, he had to live a religion he had no clue about. He wasn't Christian growing up. He had no clue. But he was service oriented, big picture, put people first. So I had this complexity. Like I would go to church, and I loved it. I loved church. I really did. But coming home was also complex because you talk to mom about God, which she fully believed, but she wasn't going to church.
Mm-hmm.
So I really had to choose for myself, my faith at an early age. I really dived deep into school, sports, scouts, and
Were you pretty outgoing then, growing up?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you just loud and proud, or were you just kind of like, I'm just gonna do it, and I'm in there? And
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're just like, were you? How outgoing were you? Like, was it?
I think my nature is to be very outgoing. But like, so I was actually I was at work yesterday, and I actually was able to have a authentic conversation with someone. He was reading between the lines. He was sharing with me that his upbringing was tough. I go, I hear you. I know what you're not saying right now. I recognize that, and I want you to know, like, from where I sit, I can tell you, like, I'm good at sales because that's my line of work. I'm good at sales because growing up, my mom was recluse, and I had to knock on the door for days until I got her attention. I had to sell my mom on loving me. So I don't really tell that to a lot of people, but I had to make a choice. Is the world cruel?
Yeah.
Or do I go make it a better place? And I feel like I've done my best to try to make it a better place.
Any siblings?
Yeah, older brother, older sister. They're like 5.5 years and 8 years above me. And then I have a younger brother who's 2 years younger than me. So
how was that growing up? Just that dynamic of your mom plus your siblings and that.
Yeah. So my older brother, I love my family, love my siblings. My older brother, he served a mission in Japan. I'll tell you a funny story. How much I tried to model myself after him. He wrote home that he was doing 100 push-ups and 200 sit-ups a night. So I was like, all right, I'm 13. I'm doing this. I'm going to be like my brother. So I did that for the 2 years he was gone. I come home and I said, Dakota, I did this. I did what you did. He goes, oh, I only did that for a week.
Jeez.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did you beat him up?
Yeah. Ripped.
No, it's so funny. He came home from Japan learning karate. And so here's this 21-year-old man kicking the shins of me and my younger brother.
Did you say shins? Just making sure. For our editors.
Yes.
Okay.
With the shins.
Hey, can you spell that for us?
I can't even spell to begin with.
Jeans. Jeans.
It's how they say it in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So it was just like
be careful, okay?
doing like a Muay Thai kick to the shin. Or
Yeah, he was. I just don't get it. But I was, my brother was crying on the floor, and I'm trying to be a man, 13, stand up to my brother. So it was just funny.
Wow.
So, but my older brother made me competitive. He made me work hard. He when he went to college, he would send me a whole bunch of self-help books, and I read those early on in my 14, 15, 16. So books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, phenomenal book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Then I started reading other books, and they're very influential at an early age. And so something I learned from my mom is reading is powerful. And in my life, especially the last 5-6 years, any weakness I had in my life, I go find a book to read about it. I just believe in that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should read that book. How to Find Friends? I don't.
Yeah. How was that?
How do you do that?
Bo, if I
can you tell me?
No, Bo, if I gave you that book, we'd have to be friends. I'm not giving you that
Can
book.
we? Is there a picture book version?
Yeah.
So I don't have to read.
It's me slapping your face.
Bo is from Mars. I am from Earth. Have you ever heard that book? No.
It's actually Venus. There, smart guy. Okay. Earth doesn't even exist.
Oh, you're right. I remember that.
I thought it was flat.
It's all consciousness.
No,
Kyrie Irving.
Don't get me started.
You understand that it's not called Earth for one, okay? And it is flat. Okay, it's like a penny out in the atmosphere. That's it.
I told you he was from Mars.
Figure that
He's out in the atmosphere.
Figure that out, buddy.
Yeah.
You're just talking about the ice wall. Don't even get me started. Okay.
Were you the same at home?
Anyway, aliens. What do you think about aliens?
Tell us the Greys. Were you at home the same personality at home and school kind of?
Yeah, no, my nature's outgoing. I mean, in recent years, I done personality tests, and it says I'm 93% extroverted. Right?
And the other one's like no personality.
I have lots of
Well,
personality.
in the church that goes far,
It does, but I also have to do a lot to maintain it. Right? It's one thing to be. There's people who are chatty Cathys.
Sure.
I've been there. I've made that mistake.
With substance and without substance. Is that your talking?
Exactly. Yeah. And so, but for example, my day, I wake up early in the morning. I meditate. I have my 30-minute commute. I'm listening to. I have pre-recorded affirmations that I want to hear. The better my life. I'm listening to right now. I'm listening to autobiography about President Nelson. Then I get to the gym, and then I'm kind of honing in there. Right. So I'm taking. I start my day just really focused.
Right.
Introverted. That's all introverted time. But then I'm in sales, so I'm constantly extroverted. But then on the way home, I do the same thing, just get connected.
Right.
But so I have to really focus on what's uncomfortable to be comfortable with my skill set. Because when I was a kid, I was deathly afraid to be alone. Just the way it was. But that's not the case anymore. So.
Did you? So what do you think that? What would other people say about you?
At what stage of life?
When you were younger.
Oh, well.
Like in high school or something like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, this actually, it's funny you mentioned that. Outgoing, fun, loving, very kind, spontaneous. Those are all one-word answers, but it's kind of interesting because my story is I got out into my mission into Puerto Rico, and within that first 6 months, I was hit with a mental illness I had no clue was hitting me. And so it changed my life. I had to come home early. A few months after that, I got diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So all those attributes I just listed to you, they're a lot harder to have. And when you have bipolar disorder, I mean, you really have to, like I said, hone it in.
Right.
Because I mean, you can be all good one time and not good the next.
So in Puerto Rico, they just didn't know what was going on.
No,
I just gotta go home.
Yeah, and I talk about this in my book, which is, I mean, the church didn't know 20 plus years ago. I don't blame them, but they have no clue about mental illness, and so.
Or maybe it was different than understanding they have now.
Yes, I'm not giving myself credit, but I think I was a mental health pioneer for the church. Just because my story is rough, right? I mean, I stayed out way longer than I should have, and I came home and there's no resources. I mean, I'm not a veteran of the military, but I came home from Vietnam for my mission. I was diagnosed with PTSD. It was really rough, but there was no support, and I came home to Salem, and my home life was not good, so I moved out of there within 7 days. And then I just had to slowly heal.
I imagine, I've watched several missionaries start the process, application, interviews. At any point during that, receiving the call, traveling to the MTC, what were those? There's have to be the life events that would probably, either spike this sort of.
Yes. So the average onset of bipolar disorder is age 20 to 25.
Okay.
So up until then, like I turned 20 going into my mission, I wasn't aware. Now, mind you, MTC experience, just turning 20, I was really learning the language really fast. I was waking up at 5:30 every day instead of 6:30. I was gung-ho. I was that valiant missionary. I mean,
sure.
I mean, I was that.
Yeah.
However, when you get into your actual mission, like my first companion, he was from Guatemala, so it was all Spanish. Well, that was really hard. And then instead of waking up at 6:30 or 5:30, I decided to wake up at 4:30. And I didn't even decide. I woke up naturally at 4:30. Like, I was going way too fast. But my body with bipolar could do it for months. But what happens is your brain shuts down and it collapses. And then you start spiraling into deep depression, which is God's way of shutting your body down, saying no more. But that has consequences. That takes a long time to recover from. So I went from being this all-star missionary. I got the nickname in Puerto Rico, the Dunne Fire, right? My last name is Dunne. So the Dunne Fire, because
what's that in Spanish?
It is. Well, I had mucho ánimo. What ánimo means, like a lot of energy.
Okay, yeah.
So I was this model missionary.
This water's decaf, by the way, just so because.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I don't drink caffeine. So,
I know you do.
Yeah. No, but what's funny is, so I was this, I was up here, right?
Yeah.
I was this missionary that was model missionary, but then I broke. I absolutely broke, and I just started going downhill. I didn't know what was wrong with me, and this is what the church, me, anybody didn't know at the time. So I thought God was punishing me. I thought I failed. I thought I was screwing up. I thought I was a bad missionary. And so I had all this guilt. Now, the last thing you need for your testimony and or mental health is guilt and shame. And it was huge.
Sure.
Huge. And so, but I stayed in my mission so long because the year previous, I went out on a mission, but I had to come home because I had some transgressions I didn't take care of.
Right.
And I spent 10 months to get out. So I had this like diligence to stay out. Like nothing's gonna take me back because I know I can't come home 3
So what were you doing to cope? Were you talking to like mission president, other companions? Or just getting immersed in the work?
I wanted to get immersed in the work, but like there wasn't a lot of support. There wasn't a lot of support, and finally the church got involved. So here's what ended up happening. Mother's Day came. So I came September 2004 into the mission. And then around May 2005, Mother's Day, I wasn't planning on this, but I had the call home. And we start out and it's all nice, but very quickly, everything came out of me. Because I wasn't writing home about my stuff. And what I was writing sounded like the blues, but it wasn't like to the depth that I was experiencing. So I just divulged everything because what happened was, just a week or two prior, I was out on an appointment in a high-rise, and we were 9 floors up, and we came out of this appointment, and we're looking over the edge, and I had the sensation to jump. Like, I knew it wasn't me,
right?
But it made me really scared because things were not okay.
There were windows, though, right? Where it wasn't...
No, because it was Puerto Rico, there's not... It was like a railing.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, I mean... The potential was there, but
you could have just...
All I know is I was looking. That was not my intent.
Yeah.
But my mind was saying, "You are going through hell."
Can you fly, Bobby? Yeah. Wow.
Pretty much. So, anyways, that was my Mother's Day call, telling them all of that, and I was just broken down. But at the end of the call, I said, "Guys, I'll figure it out. I'll pull it together. I'll be a better missionary." Luckily, I didn't think about this, but my dad obviously called the mission president. And we talked 2 days later, and the mission president, he didn't force me home. And I'm glad he didn't because I think that could have ruined me or ruined somebody like me. But I stayed out for, I think, another 6 weeks. They gave me another missionary. And this is when I knew it was over. Because I was so wound up, they gave me a really chill, relaxed missionary. And that was the last thing I wanted. Right. I wanted someone to work.
On your level, right?
On my level. Yeah. But the thing was, when you're stressed, especially with mental health, work is the last thing you should be doing. You don't work your way out of a stressful situation. You have to turn it off. You have to stop. So anyways, that 6 weeks, I was downhill. And I was working with a psychiatrist every week, talking to my parents every week. And even my parents, I don't blame them, but they're like, you got to buckle up. You got to work harder. But finally, the therapist, the psychiatrist, convinced me, saying, "If you were my own son, I'd have you come home because you just don't work your way out of stress."
Yeah.
So I did, and that was an act of faith.
How was that? Did you go home by yourself, or did somebody escort you?
Yeah, I came home with the assistant president, AP, into Utah, and then my dad met me in Utah. And it's kind of sad because I had the AP, who obviously was living a great mission life. But he sang with me, I'm a child of God in Spanish to our fathers, but I could barely sing it. It was really sad. But I was trying to be a missionary. And I remember in Puerto Rico, he was having me trying to proselyte. I couldn't get the words out. I could hardly speak English, couldn't speak Spanish, and I feared everyone. And this is what people don't know about me, is yes, I'm this outgoing guy. I do sales, I do missionary work, and I can talk to anyone in the world. But there's been some significant times in my life where I've been on the complete opposite end, where I was petrified, scared. And I think what I want to speak to is that Jesus Christ can dig you out of anything, but you might have to be in that for just a little bit while. So that's why I have such compassion for those who are introverted and scared. I do understand it. It's sad. It's hard.
Do you think, though, that with the mental health thing, do you think that the hard part is trying to identify people who are actually have mental illness and those that who are not, but abuse?
The label of mental health? Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying and speaking to, and I'm with you. When my book, if you read the foreword of the book, it's Casey McAllister. You guys remember him?
Oh, yeah. What's the name of your book, by the way, just for our listeners?
Tenacity in Mental Health.
By Taylor Dunne.
By Taylor J. Dunne. Yeah, Taylor Dunne.
Jordan.
Yeah. But I had him forward it because I wanted to say, hey, if you can speak to the principles you live by to overcome your physical disabilities that I'm living by with my mental disabilities, if you can speak to that, then you're welcome to write the forward book. And he said, absolutely.
That's great.
So, because my point is, do you think Casey is making excuses?
No way, dude.
And I try not to make excuses either. But I hear you, Bo. Some people just,
because it's like everything gets labeled now as
mental. It is frustrating, and I gotta admit, like I'm not watching as much news as I used to, so I'm not immersed in it. But I know it's a thing. All I can tell you is this is my mindset. Yeah. This is what I preach. If you have a mental health disorder, it comes with gifts and talents. When I was in college, I ran a club called Active Minds, and at the beginning of the year, I'd lay out all these celebrities and successful people and the category of mental illness they fall under. For example, like Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, they both have bipolar disorder, right? Theodore Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, bipolar disorder. And then there's ADHD and there's schizophrenia and there's anxiety. But all these people succeeded. But the thing is, I believe with mental illness, it gives you a hand up if you do what's hard. D&C 82:3 and Luke 12:48 speak to where much is given, much is required, right? So for me, I have to work really, really, really hard to keep it all together. But if I do, I have a lot of potential. So I think, I hate to see it abused. I really do. I really do, because it is a God-given gift. Like, I think it's hard. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody, but at the same time, the world is very beautiful to me. And the world, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I mean,
sure.
Yeah, it's just hard in terms of like what you're talking about, because there's actually people who need
actual
assistance.
Help. Yes.
Like, things like that. But it's again, I go with lots of other things in this life, and lots of other things. They people who use it to abuse the system, right? To gain off of it. So that's why I sometimes it's just as you're viewing things and stuff like that, and you watch people and they, everyone's professing this and this, you're just like you sort of lose like some sympathy and empathy to the, you know what I mean, because it gets abused so much, and I find myself doing that sometimes, and I don't mean to, like, because I really feel for people who do, but it's just like sometimes man,
I'm with you. So I want to be an advocate, and then I want to be an advocate for mental health, but here's the thing: most people don't know I have bipolar disorder. They don't. That's the way I think people ought to live, right? That it's not out there. You're not crippled by it. You're not,
using it as a crutch or
anything like that. But here's the thing: in my life, I do great, and there's times where I do bad, like because just the seasons, it goes ups and downs.
Sure.
So I have to have a lot of grace.
Sure.
With life's flow on that.
How do you get the guilt out of your mind? If it's there entering, or you recognize
what
it?
What type of guilt for the depression times?
Maybe not. Yeah, guilt either for the depression times or the times where you just kind of go, "Dang, it didn't go how planned," or
things
what? Like that.
Actually, here's a great quote. I heard this a couple years ago. Someone asked President Nelson, "Do you have regrets?" Right, and I actually live my life that I have very little regrets. But you know what he said? He goes, "I don't have time for regrets." And I think that's powerful. Like, the prophet of the church is admitting he's made mistakes. Like, I'm listening to his book, and he's a heart surgeon, which means many people have died on his table. He obviously has regrets, right? But he chooses to look forward. So that's what I have to speak to, because you can only look back so much. Because, I mean, I can look at my marriage, I can look at my family, I can look at my life, and I can really analyze it and go spiral downwards.
Sure.
But that doesn't help people around me.
No. Even overanalyzing, my goodness,
I underanalyze. So.
When you get home, every day.
I can't think back 5 minutes. I'm sure I said something dumb.
Let's go to the tape.
Let's go to the tape. Bring that up. Pull it up.
Just give it 5.
Yeah, just give it 5.
When you come back, did you decompress, or did you just?
After the mission.
After the mission, now did you were you still involved in the gospel? Or
I came home, back to my parents' house, and 7 days there, and it just wasn't going to be an environment to heal.
Sure.
My mom was extremely sick, stayed in her bedroom the entire time. My dad was in bankruptcy, so he was working all day, and I was just sitting in the basement staring at the wall. I didn't even turn on the TV. I couldn't even function.
Wow.
So I was not getting ahead, and no one was monitoring me. This is terrible. You know, like it was just not appropriate, not okay. Luckily, my aunt took me in. My sister arranged it. But that summer, I speak about this often because that summer I was trying to think of some sort of gospel program to get me back on track.
Right.
Like I even thought maybe the missionaries could treat me like an investigator. Like I was born in the church. I have a strong testimony. When I left the Salem Stake, they said I was one of the strongest missionaries leaving. Right? That's who I was. I bared my testimony every week. I did every church camp. I went to all 4 years of seminary without missing class. Like that was who I was. And I came home from my missions wanting to be an investigator. But then I think, obviously God spoke through a prophet to the whole world, but that spoke to me was when President Gordon B. Hinckley in 2005 announced to the world that he's challenging us all to finish the Book of Mormon from August to December. And what was beautiful about that is that all I had to do was read top to bottom, left to right. Now with my ADD being so incredibly high, that was manageable. And he has a quote, and it's very powerful, and he lists 3 different things, but basically it'll give you a greater resolution to keep the commandments of God, a brighter sense of hope, and a deeper testimony of Jesus Christ as your Savior. And I needed all those things. And so anyways, from that point in August, I saw a lot of miracles, and my health started turning around. And I list this in my book, but I pinpoint a lot on that challenge. And I got a paper copy from the missionaries, and I would mark the date and the location I was in the country because I traveled a lot and what I was doing at the time. And I just made it a personal journal.
Yeah.
That book has power. And you know what? I bet you could read a book in a foreign language, a Book of Mormon in a foreign language. I still believe it would have power. Like there's something about it that's special. I can't deny it. And it changed my life. I went from I came home, I went and saw a counselor that I knew from before my mission. And I actually took a train from Portland to Olympia, Washington to see her. And when I came back, she said I had the maturity of a 5-year-old. That's how bad it was after my mission. Yeah. Bo?
5-year-old right here.
We have the same counselor.
I was good. And I was being good. How dare you, Taylor? I thought of something. And I was I'm not even going to say it right now.
But what I'm saying is when I share with people I'm being vulnerable is like, no, I was a mess. I was absolutely a mess. But what did the Book of Mormon do? It led me to Jesus Christ. What did Jesus Christ do? Give me power. What did that power do? It helped me change my life.
Sure.
And so I went from having no job, no friends, no aim, no ability to, I shortly after that got diagnosed with, bipolar, which was helpful. And I had the opportunity to travel outside the country, which was helpful. I got to heal relationships with my own family, which was helpful. Then I got into work, and then things kind of took off from there. The next year, I got into door-to-door sales, which I was very successful at, and then went to college at BYU, Idaho. So things turned around fast. Mm-hmm. And I always believe that through the gospel, it doesn't feel it at the time, but the Lord can turn your around in life quicker than you can anticipate.
What's your major at BYU?
So the funny thing, I got my major from Western Oregon University because I went to BYU, Idaho.
Uh-huh.
And at BYU, Idaho, I had a manic episode where I ended up in Utah, and then I was not doing good at all, and I had my friend check me into the hospital. I volunteered to go in. And then I came home and because I had to drop out of college. And I dropped out because of medical reasons. But within a few weeks, I came back to Salem between November and start of January. My dad and I, were talking like, you will regret if you don't try.
Yeah.
So I went back out to BYU, Idaho. And I went from having a girlfriend who was very serious with me, my best friend who asked me to move out. Both these two dropped me, lost all my friends, lost my ability to communicate. I just was super scared. And I just went there and I just did PE classes. But I did it. And I stayed with it, came home. I was depressed, so I got hospitalized again. That was April. But I had to make money. And I wasn't as confident as was before. But I took a sales job and I sold in Portland. I sold 1/3 the amount I did the year before. I'm the same guy, right? I'm the same guy. And I sold 1/3 the amount, but it was just enough to get by, but not enough to go back to school out of state. So I went to Chemeketa Community College. Mm-hmm. And that was a game changer.
Nice.
That was a game changer.
They have a good program there.
Fantastic. So instead of just being a student, and I was scared, I had friends schedule my classes for me. I was definitely afraid of the academics and everything.
Sure.
But I became Phi Theta Kappa, which is honor roll, if you will. And then I became student body president. I was president of a club, which I told you about. And then I received the presidential award, which is awarded to one student out of 64,000.
Which president was it? So Bo can...
Yeah, was that the physical fitness award back in the...
Nice.
You better believe it.
Is that what
Those
it
are
was?
so cool.
Yeah.
Stretch on that board.
Yeah. No, my point is I live by a mantra, be a big fish in a small pond. I was really lost at BYU, Idaho. And I mean, it's a great school, don't get me wrong. But my identity is really rooted in being a Latter-day Saint.
Yeah, they ruined it after they changed the name.
Should have been Rick's.
Yeah.
That was one of your father's, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was right. I have several of them. Thank you very much. Talk about mental health. Now I'm out of control.
Uh-oh. You won't like him when he's...
Just take some Tums for that.
You won't like him when he's angry.
Yeah, that's right. It's Taylor.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Anyways, but yeah.
So how'd you get to Western Oregon then?
So after I graduated from Chemeketa Community College, I went to Alaska for a summer, worked up there. That was a great experience.
Doing what?
I was.
Yeah, you didn't want to say it. Yeah,
I went to Alaska.
Yeah,
Let's tell us what you really did.
Does it have something to do with Russia?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's an offshore account.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
I'll break you.
Yes. I got Putin put in power. That's what I was doing.
We'll edit this part just in case.
No, I was working at the front desk of the largest hotel in Alaska up there.
Nice.
Near
So the
Denali
hotel
National
for
Park.
3 people?
20-room hotel. Is that...
Yeah, the largest hotel.
585. Mind
Wow,
you.
nice.
That's more than people that live in Alaska.
That's the whole state.
That's why they visit.
Yeah.
Just come for it.
No, Denali National Park was gorgeous, and
Yeah.
it was a great experience.
It's beautiful up there.
Well, how did you even
Yeah.
how did that even come about?
Was it on Indeed or
yeah,
Craigslist?
Just,
I got on the wrong boat, David.
Oh. Got Shanghai.
See, he looked at
Ended up in-
looked at you when he said boat.
I know he did.
Wow, that is messed up.
Whoa.
I think you know a guy.
No, I actually they came and recruited at Chemeketa,
Uh-huh.
and it was actually always a dream of mine to work in Alaska. So I interviewed and took the position.
Oh, cool. I bet you met some cool characters in
Met some
that
cool
hotel.
characters,
Yeah.
and I did a lot of adventures. Do you know the movie and book, true story, Into the Wild?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay.
The guy that was living out there,
So there's a bus out there.
yeah, he was in the,
Anyways, my friends and I, we mountain biked 20 miles in on Stampede Trail, and we slept on that bus.
Oh, wow.
So I slept on the mattress where that guy died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Comfy.
yeah.
I've slept on a lot of those.
People die around you all the time.
Yeah.
So you were there for a year, huh? I'm just working.
No,
up there?
it's for the summer.
Summer,
For
yeah.
the summer. So yeah, then came back to the States, continental United States, and I went to Western, and then applied for a degree in psychology. My goal, my thought was to be a therapist, a counselor.
Yeah.
So I did the degree, but that has not panned out. But I've tried very hard to. I remember being in Salem after getting my degree, and I think Quentin L. Cook came, Elder Quentin L. Cook, and he said, never, 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 never ignore a prompting. I'm like, I remember where I was. I was in the backstage of the Stake Center in the gym looking out. And he said that, like, I know what the prompting is. I'm supposed to apply to grad school. And so I was like, okay. So I started applying. So I applied to Corbin University. Mm-hmm. Everything was in, money was in, transcripts in, everything. And then they sent it all back and with my check, and they said, we cannot accept you because of your theology.
Whoa.
Really?
So I was like, okay, I know. I was like, why don't I
get one
no,
of those court cases you could take?
Yeah.
out?
I don't know. So what I said though is what I said in my mind, which is, why don't I give you $31,000 and we don't care?
Yeah.
Like, what does it matter? I wasn't intending on proselyting.
Take my money. Yeah, so I just want your program.
I know. So anyways, that didn't happen.
Pretty sure I'm
Yeah.
Christian, right?
Yeah, I know. So that happened, and then a couple years later, I applied to George Fox University. I tried again, and it was a big push, and I got to the group interview process, which is a big honor because out of the hundreds and hundreds of people who apply, I was like of the 35, 40 who got selected to fly in and interview. And now, mind you, I'll tell you a little story. I was on a business trip just before this, 7 states in 11 days, 2,200 miles. And and I flew home from the East Coast the night before to go to this interview.
Wow.
So I come in obviously very business mode, and everyone in there is very touchy-feely, and they should be. It is a counseling program.
Right.
But I'm like, I got to switch the mode here. I'm not trying to
Right.
sell anything. And anyways, they asked me to write an essay, pencil and paper, which I hadn't written a essay in 5 years.
No doubt.
And I'm left-handed, so it really was ugly.
Your L's look like crazy.
Yeah, blaming it on
The S's look
So I knew I wasn't accepted. Long story short, I wasn't accepted. So, but
hieroglyph.
Well, good. You're left-handed. You shouldn't have been.
But last night I was we're looking. Left-handed people don't have rights.
Yeah, they shouldn't
Dude.
at all.
Yeah, they should get deported. Like you know.
It's gross.
Man, all my brothers are left-handed except me.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
4 of us.
Wow.
Well, there's a joke I say. So when I often see people sign contracts, and you're trying to, kind of clear up the air while they're signing. If they're left-handed, I was like, this is golden. So I say, all right, we all start out right-handed, but a few of us overcome it.
Look at a
You don't
shirt
shoot
made.
a ball left-handed.
No, but I can make a left-handed lay-in, unlike Bo.
That's not even remotely true. You can't even shoot. I can shoot left-handed, pal.
I can shoot left-handed.
No, you can't.
Let's take it to the court
Do
right
it
now.
right
Bring
now.
that camera.
Let's go, camera.
We're going to be on location next.
No,
There's
but,
2 old guys sweating
Yeah.
on each other. Out
no.
Who's got a church key? Let's go.
But what I was about the grad school thing, just last night, yesterday we were in Newburgh and McMinnville looking at colleges just for fun, just driving around. But I realized maybe I could do an online degree, and I got really excited about it. And then I learned that my work would reimburse a portion of that. And I'm determined, because when I was 28, I made a vision board. It's still in my bathroom now.
Wow.
And one of the things it says, I love grad school, because I was so fearful. So I feel this, like I owe it to the Lord or someone to make it happen. We will see. But last night, that's what I was researching, is how to make that happen.
Well, how long would that take?
So the online programs could be a year, maybe a year and a half. Like, it's
Right.
quicker, and they're far cheaper. Like what my wife and I figured out yesterday is George Fox is like $40,000 a year. And I mean, that's ridiculous. But like online programs with Western Governors, for example, they are 9 to 14 grand for a bachelor's degree, right? So
There's nothing at BYU.
I looked at the programs. The other complication is getting my wife and family down to Provo, Utah.
Well, I mean, but pathways, BYU pathways.
Could be. I could look into that too. But I'm looking at. I don't know if they have master's programs, above bachelor's.
Well, I don't know much about. I don't know much about it other than be super cheap for you.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't really know the whole intent of your guys' show, but like I'm just my story is I just keep working at it.
The intent of our show.
Yeah.
Have you not watched one?
I'm watching it now.
Well, can you believe this?
I don't know. You never sent me an invite.
This guy hasn't even seen one of our shows.
Okay, we're done.
This is where we stop
is
the
over.
podcast right here.
Delete.
We cancel it all. We just
And bring in
it'll
the
just
next.
be only you and I.
Yeah.
Cancel
Like
culture.
we're talking to somebody.
I'm
There's
trying-
nobody there.
Right.
Just answer questions like, oh, this is a practice session right here. What are you looking up anyway?
I'm looking at questions. I was going to ask about the second coming or
we
movie.
haven't even yeah.
Well, I was just making
Do you
sure.
not remember the? You know what? You're pissing me off too. Okay.
Right.
You
I was just
both
trying
are
to
making
remember
me angry.
the
okay?
format.
Well, now I know your audience isn't the primary.
Yeah, they are. They love us.
We got to start them yet.
Our 2 fans love us. Okay.
Yeah, we have a couple fans.
It's just us two.
Yeah, no.
You have a mirror. You're beautiful.
Yeah.
All 100 views are us.
Oh yeah, we
that we
put
have.
on our self affirmations in the morning too, Taylor. We just drive it away like it's so good, man. No, well, one of the questions we do like to talk about it was, some of the stuff about growing up, things like that, but also like your favorite movie.
Yeah. Can I say 2 because it's 2 different genres?
Sure.
Sure, as long as you're appropriate.
You have to pay extra, though.
Yeah, you can't say the actual names though. It's copyright.
Can I do an interpretive dance?
Oh, there we go.
That's actually preferred. Yeah.
Ready?
Karate Kid. Karate Kid.
Da da da.
Yeah, Karate Kid.
No, moron. Rocky. And you,
Oh,
Adrian.
Karate Kid 3. Oh no, the 4th one with
Yeah.
Jaden Smith.
Bo,
That's his favorite one.
Bo, this is what I have to say about you. The wheel is turning, but the mouse is dead.
Well, it's actually it runs on solar power.
Yeah.
So take that, punk.
Yeah.
I've moved I'm part of the solution.
He's a couple eggs shy of a dozen, but we'll leave it at that. What's the other
I don't
movie?
have any eggs.
Rocky.
So Rocky, I love that.
Rocky,
Yeah.
which one?
I'm actually a huge fan of all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people love 4. I mean, that's a classic. You talked about Russia earlier.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren is
Dolph.
fantastic.
If he
I
die,
must-
he dies.
Yes, I must break you.
I think that's great. Because I love my American pride, and that movie just represents it really well because it just does.
Yeah.
I thought it was great when he killed Apollo.
Yes, that's where I was going with this.
I knew it.
Let's watch a clip.
That Apollo Creed had too much, okay? Too big for his britches, all right?
Yes.
Well, he had to so that the Creed movies could be made for his son to come back.
he would have been a better boxer if
The
they went
spin-off.
from with that long hand from Happy Gilmore.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
See?
So if we would have brought that into Rocky.
Hey, come on, man. Pull together, all right? Oh, yeah. So,
Okay, so Rocky's one of my other one is National.
hold on. I'm
Come
not
on.
done with this Rocky.
Okay,
Just
all right,
wait
okay.
a second, all right? I'm just... So, you like 3 with Clubber Lang?
It's probably good if I'm watching it, but when I think about it, I don't like say I want to watch 3.
Wow.
I'm being honest.
What about 4 with Tommy Gunn?
That
I mean,
is
5 with Tommy
That's
Gunn.
good. Yeah, that's good. But 6, Rocky Balboa is great.
6 is good, except for he loses.
He had to.
Kind of loses.
He lost the match.
He's
man.
55 years old.
I don't care. Then don't get in the ring. Stop it.
I liked it. I watched it.
You know,
with
Tommy Gunn, he was a real boxer.
Yeah, he was.
He was actually really good.
Yeah.
And he died.
He died.
I was like, what did he die of? Like,
R.I.P.
He died of
he died of
R.I.P.
I don't know
yeah,
what
of
he
course.
died
He died of a disease.
Rectal internal
Yeah.
processing.
He died of a disease.
It's renal, not.
Yeah, thank you. No, he died of some disease. I can't remember.
Yeah, I
what it
don't
was,
know.
but-
Let's look it up.
Yeah, fairly early. He was fairly young too.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate.
it is.
Yeah, rest in peace, Tommy.
R.I.P. Tom.
Best Rocky movie ever.
Yeah,
The one he dies.
cool tracksuit. Had the chain.
It was a cool
Yeah, it was. I wanted to wear one of those.
Really
I like that fight scene in the streets. Right, Sylvester Stallone thought that was not his best movie.
Most people, everyone you talk to is like Rocky 5 is the worst.
But you know what though? If you're a Rocky fan, which I am, I finally watched it. Like this is great. Like because like it's the mentality. It's like the overcoming.
Right.
You know, and you talk about mental health. Everyone labels themselves with it not appropriately. Like with Rocky, like here's what I thought was fascinating. I actually applied this to my book. When you start Rocky 1, he's 30 years old, and he's in that apartment. There's no talk about his childhood. It just takes off from 30 on. And so when I started my book, I don't go backwards. You know, one day I will, but but I just decided just to go forward. But that took me a lot of years to do because I had some things to sort out. But mental health, I mean, just to speak about that, we all have circumstances. We all have them.
So, in terms of that, what do you think of the Creed movies?
Oh, they're
Do
pretty
you
good.
think they belong with Rocky?
Yeah, they do. I heard there's a 4th one coming out.
It's just like what they did with Solo and they did with.
I know, but they don't belong with the Rocky movies.
There's their own movies. Yeah.
Yeah, they should be their own crappy movies.
They might be.
I liked them.
Some
because,
people.
because the thing is, like, Rocky hasn't made a movie in a while, so
Yeah.
we're all.
Who?
And no,
Sylvester
I will
Stallone?
tell
Is
you
that
how
what
much.
you're saying? Sylvester Stallone has
no,
two.
I have a story about Creed.
Crazy.
I was living here at Legacy Oaks Apartments.
Yeah.
It was 2017. In my apartment,
Brag
like,
about it.
I was like,
Yeah, brag about it.
Legacy Oaks.
Yeah,
I know.
Holla.
Mr. One Up on it here. Huh?
Jeez.
It was the 3rd floor. It was a
Oh,
bachelor
the
pad.
mansion.
Oh yeah.
Posh.
When I looked out the window, I could see deer.
Oh,
It-
Wow.
you got to pay for that.
I know. what
Yeah.
the heck?
Some people have to pay
Somebody's
extra for
been
that.
sold
Okay, I'm
to
gonna
the
tell you where I
devil.
paid though. I was like, I have nothing to do. Creed's out. I can watch it from Redbox. Do they still have those?
No.
Okay,
As a
so
matter of fact, I saw on the other
I
on
know.
the other end that they were selling them online.
so
I was thinking about it. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
so I go to Redbox, right? Not there. It's not there. Like, well, crap, I'm out. And remember, I'm in the 3rd floor apartment. So once I'm out, I stay out for a while.
Right.
They're like, okay, well then I'm gonna go to Buy Mart see if I can buy it. Not there. So like, okay, I'm gonna get Dairy Queen because that's what Rocky would do.
Right.
And I drive to Dallas. I get it from Walmart. $12.99, no big deal. And then I'm coming back across, I don't know which street, but I thought it was 45. and I was going 44, but it was really 25, and the cop told me otherwise. So that movie cost me $160.
Dang you,
For that reason alone, he hates Creed.
Yeah.
He can't stand it.
Yeah.
Dang you, Creed.
Creed.
All right, so what's your other Rambo?
No. Different genre. My favorite genre of movie is adventure movies. So National Treasure captures everything.
Oh,
come on. Yes, thank you.
This guy. Yeah. He's doing it sarcastically right now. He's never even seen National Treasure.
I have. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. Have you?
I have. I watched them.
2?
A lot of them. Yes, I've seen them all.
Damn right.
I love all those secrets.
Oh yeah. Actually, matter of fact, this is perfect for
in the
David
map
because there's all
where he
sorts
has
of,
those
there's all sorts of conspiracy
glasses
theories.
that you can see all that. Yeah,
Oh, no,
It's like I'm watching the movie right now.
a lot of Masonic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it.
So, yeah, I can go on and on, but I don't know if that's what the podcast is about, but it's great.
The podcast is about lots of things. It's about you, Taylor. That's the idea.
It's all focused on you and not Bo, despite what he tries to convince you.
Well, hold on. It's focused on our relationship.
Oh, okay.
But it's about you, Taylor. So we try to figure out about you
Okay.
when you're younger, why you hit that kid.
Which kid? Which story?
Rob told me. Rob called you were on his list.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Some kid named Rob said you hit him. Okay.
Do you think a kid named Rob would live in South Salem?
Yeah.
Are
He
you
contacted
kidding
me
me?
the other day.
The sketchy parts.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, Robs can't live in South Salem? Is that
No,
a problem?
I love my stepdaughter would be like, oh, South Salem, it's all bougie over there. Like, not where I grew up.
Yeah, what part
when
of South
when I
Salem?
was a missionary there in the early 2000s, it was not bougie. I tell you that much. It has certainly gotten better but I don't know if that's just from the degradation of the rest of Salem. It's
I
gotten
know.
so bad.
Yeah, like, my family makes fun of me, and it's like, so Taylor, what was your favorite snack when you got home? Like, oh, the best was when I go home and asked my mom for frozen bread. I kid you not. Like, she'd pull it out of the freezer and give me a piece of frozen bread. Is that bougie?
Like a popsicle, the old bread popsicle.
That's actually more convincing. Like, oh, this is a treat.
Yeah. Duh.
Thank you,
How
Mom.
dare you.
I don't even need to go to Dairy Queen anymore.
Yeah, I mean, up in some of the parts there was nice, like in Battle Creek Ward back in the day.
Battle Creek. And if you go up Valentine and up on the
By Foxhaven, up by the Scots lived up there.
Scots.
Well, and then the Myers Scott Kelly, the Kellys lived over in that neighborhood right behind Arby's.
Cambridge.
Yeah, right behind Arby's. Even though it's like you drive by Arby's, like this is ghetto, and then but like right behind Arby's, I'm like, wow, these are some nice houses.
I know.
Here, but, and Walt Meyer,
Yep.
he was the chief of police there.
Yeah. Good guy.
Yeah. David doesn't know any about this.
No, I don't. I would never subject myself to that area of Oregon.
Oh wow. Somebody is bougie.
Unless I was hungry for Arby's.
Yeah, Arby's is good.
They give extra curly fries at that location.
Yeah.
Shout out.
We were just out there yesterday because we had to go to Costco.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible. Went to Killer Burger there. I didn't even know Killer Burger was there.
That
Yeah.
is so good, man.
Yeah.
We love Killer Burger.
I liked it too, except for
Do you know there's one by the temple?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Therefore,
We've been
it's
there.
divine.
Yeah, we've been to that one, but they sell Killer Burgers at the Blazer games.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but they're all the same burger, and they're like 1/3 the size.
I actually,
Yeah.
but twice as expensive.
that's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
very fitting that they have Killer Burger at Blazer games because the Blazers always get killed.
Yeah, they're terrible.
It's fighting words.
They're
How do you think about that? What do you think about their trades?
Well, I mean, they're one trade.
I don't care.
Just
Like,
Drew Holiday.
that's a terrible trade. Why?
Well, let's just get out of having Anthony Simons anymore.
Was he not good?
No, he was.
I heard he's
He
not a
can't
good
play
defender.
one lick of defense.
No,
Well-
you can't.
So you trade for a guy who's been a defensive of the year player.
Yeah.
So
I love how he just played sporadically. I mean, but somehow it worked out sometimes. We would just do these weird plays, and then he would still make the layup or he'd
Yeah.
shoot it. But a lot of times he wouldn't, though, make
yeah,
it.
I mean he's a good scorer sometimes, but it was just like we've done that. That experiment's done.
Do you think Dame Lillard's coming back?
No, and I
No,
don't want
that's
him
too
back.
bad. Which is unfortunate.
I don't want him in the first place, but I don't want him back. The only thing that was good for him was he went to Weber.
Well, he was a top scorer.
I don't care. He didn't play like a defense either.
Well,
I want a guy who can at least try to play defense.
Bo, do you try and play defense on the court?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll D you up right now too. And then I'll dunk on you.
All right, let's move this table.
Let's get this going now.
Like a Nerf basketball hoop.
Yeah, get the Nerf out.
I did watch
Fisher Price.
old summer league game with them with that new Hong. What is his name?
Yeah, he's from Japan, China.
It's from China. So it was pretty good. It was pretty fun to watch.
Cool.
Yeah.
Japan, China. What the?
They combined. Anyway, but I was saying about Killer Burger because we went there yesterday that I was actually really upset because they had American cheese on my hamburger. I don't like American cheese.
You like cheddar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
American cheese is like real fake, man.
What do they? You remember 9/11? It should have been freedom cheese.
How dare you? Too soon.
Too soon?
Gosh darn you. Well, it's really frustrating because, I called it American cheese and I want it to dominate the rest, but it's the worst cheese.
It's true. It's sad.
Did you get the peanut butter burger? What'd you get?
No, I just got the...
I don't know the name of it. It starts with the M and it's on the right-hand corner about right here.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
No, I got the one that was like the...
I know exactly which one.
I got the one that's like... it's talking about like the original kind of burger.
Oh, that one, yeah.
The double patty.
Mm. Did you get bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Haven had peanut butter burger. Look at he's looking at his watch.
No, I'm making... No.
No.
Oh, wow.
Wifey texting, get home now.
Wife and stepdaughter in Utah right now. They
are
flew
they?
down. They flew from Salem to Vegas. Can you believe that?
Whoa.
Salem.
Yeah, they what is it called? The V? What is it?
It's called an airplane, Bo.
Yeah, thanks. But what's the air one called?
Yeah, they floated there like Mary Poppins's.
Starts with an A, right? Starts with an A, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an
Can you
Airbus.
remember it?
Amway.
Yeah,
Avon.
Amway.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
a
it
pyramid
Airbus?
scheme flying over there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a pyramid scheme while they're flying over there.
Why do you think I'm involved with my family's lives? Come on.
Anyway, AV something.
Oh.
That's what it's called.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
Salem to
That is
Vegas
crazy.
to Utah? Is that
Rental car.
Oh, okay. From Vegas to
Yeah,
Utah.
it flies like the one from Salem flies to like Vegas and LA.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
That's all. So your only two options.
Yep.
Yeah. That's great. All right, we're done.
No.
No, you've annoyed me. So where's your? You just leave your youngest daughter? Is that what you got a camera on your? You got a camera on your young daughter?
No, I'm in no rush. I just.
Oh,
no.
you're just what?
He threw a block of cheese at the baby and just said, "I'll be back."
Yeah, here's a little camera.
Figure it out.
This baby's 9. It's like Jack.
Put a little leash on her. Let her water out of the circle.
Around the block of cheese.
Yeah.
Like a tether pole.
Yeah, you're like, hey, you can't get out till you finish that cheese, and then you're done.
It's like blocked up for weeks.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, who's watching her then?
My mother-in-law.
Oh, nice.
Actually, that's a lie. It's really a block of cheese.
Yeah, I knew it.
Called mother-in-law.
It's better than American cheese.
Anything.
At least my cheese can watch a kid.
Anything
It's got that good cheese.
Velveeta cheese is basically, it's bullcrap, man. It's okay. Where does your mother-in-law live then?
Well, she's living at my house currently.
Well, just for an hour, or talking about like for months?
It's been for months at times, and she's her husband just passed away last October, so we're having her move in with us. So
Yeah.
so she flies back and forth from Ohio, but we're in the process of trying to buy a home, so we're just trying to figure this all out.
Yeah.
So,
Who
Go
owns the
Buckeyes.
house you're in?
What?
Who owns the house you're in?
You remember the Cinquenis? Mark Cinquini, Katie Cinquini?
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm a visual person.
I do.
So I don't.
Unlike him over here. You gotta show him pictures and shapes.
Yeah, I don't read.
Yeah.
So I have to have pictures.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So
Oh, you judging me now?
I'm looking at your hat, trying
That's
to figure
awesome.
it out.
It's
That's our
What do you mean?
podcast.
That's awesome. That's why
We
I'm
got
looking
merch.
at it.
We got merch, everybody.
I like it.
Text us if you want one. Text him if you want one.
text our hotline. What do you call it?
The lines are open right now.
Yeah, they get 1-800.
Oh, it's
Well, hello. Thank you.
1-800-BO don't know.
I don't know.
The commercials in the 90s clearly dispute that. Said Bo knows.
Bo knows.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we saying?
I'm trying to remember who owns my house.
Yeah.
The Cinquinis.
Where do they live?
Not at my house.
Nice.
That'd be
You
awkward.
just took it over.
Yeah, commandeered.
Are you a
That's the word.
squatter?
yeah.
You're a squatter.
It's ours now.
Yeah, we got mail there. Take that.
Gosh, that's crazy. No, they live in West Salem now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh,
So-
they're too good for this ward.
I mean,
You're not saying no. So
When you're
what's
in
that
it,
mean?
somebody's got to leave.
Yeah, somebody's got to leave.
Yeah. No. So, no, they're up there. They're having a good time. So, Mark and I go way back. We grew up in the same ward in Salem, 5th Ward.
Mm-hmm.
He's, I think, 5 or 6 years younger than me. But when I was at Western Oregon, he's 19. He was really kind of struggling. So I said, hey, you can move into our apartment with me and Josh Bucher because we were roommates.
The Bukes.
The Bukes, yes. So he moved in with me and us, and then the funny part of the story, which wasn't funny at the time and for several years after that, he met his wife and got married. And I'm like, you're much younger than me, and you're married, and I'm waiting. I didn't get married till to Danielle till I was 34, right? So I was kind of bitter, but full circle, when Danielle and I were married within our first year, we needed a place to live down here. We crossed paths with them, and they had this rental pop up, so it's worked out really well.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. You guys are looking, trying to buy?
yeah,
That's good. It's a buyer's market. So
It is.
yeah, fully. No, we got some options. Well, not options. We have some game plans, but we're kind of in the stall pattern right now. But the goal is to get something done before December when the baby comes. So
go out there and buy his book so he can get a new house for
Yeah, that's
his
right.
family
Yeah,
and his
quit
new
being-
baby on the way.
quit being cheap people.
Yeah, come on.
yeah,
Even if you don't need to read it, it's
Yeah,
good.
actually,
You-
if you
people-
pay extra, Taylor will come read it.
Yes, he
Yeah.
will personally
no.
read it to you.
When they have my book, and I said when people ask me how big's your book, I go big enough to burn.
Oh, all right, nice. So not very big.
No. People can rip phone books. Your book can just go
Yeah, I
rip
do
it just like that.
I did. I bought your book just to do that.
Yeah. Let's look at a clip.
That's it. Pull the clip now. All right. Well, hold on. So cartoons, though.
Yes. This is important.
This is real stuff. Here.
Yep.
Like, let me. Cartoons?
Back when you were younger. Okay.
You
I'm not,
better
gonna-
say-
I'm
you
not
better
I'm not
say-
talking about cartoons now because
No.
they're
No,
all
I'm gonna have the process. So I remember there was Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Somebody was watching cartoons
Animaniacs.
younger. Wow.
Somebody
You're
had
watching it
cable.
in the
Jeez.
90s, huh?
Honestly, when I
You were
turned
born in the 80s, right?
Sorry,
Come on.
this is really true. I remember when I turned 12. When I turned 12, I said to myself, "Oh, I guess I'm too old now. I'll stop watching cartoons." And I kind of stopped watching cartoons.
Yeah.
Then I realized for the rest of my life, no one did that. Only me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Actually, I did that too, but he still watches cartoons.
I do. Yeah.
He likes anime. Too,
I do like
so.
anime.
I watched one good anime movie. I'm not gonna lie, it was good. But my ex-wife showed it to me, so I don't really watch anime.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll teach her.
Well,
Yeah, I'll teach you. I'm going to support her industry.
yeah. You know what?
I don't know. I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it now.
Oh,
How do you feel about that,
Yeah.
lady?
Yeah. Yeah, so-
Dream Killer?
yeah. I was impressed with it, though. I was like, the plot was good. I didn't see where it was going, and it was like, I was in a whole nother world. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I see why people get into the...
Were you ever into Looney Tunes?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're
Which-
getting somewhere. Now you're getting better on his side.
Yeah. Which
Okay.
one's the best character?
Here we go.
Why do I want to say Yosemite Sam?
Wow. Why not?
There you go. Gunslinging,
Wow.
emotional regulation issues.
Wow.
Yes.
My gosh.
Varmint, get over here.
What tarnation's going on? Grandma's on the roof again.
What tarnation?
Shot in this west side of Pecos.
Yeah.
So who's the best character there, Taylor Dunne?
Did I just say it?
No, you said that wasn't.
No, I said,
That was. I thought he said Yosemite Sam.
You
yeah.
said that was?
Yeah.
Do you even talk right?
Get the wax.
Tar and feather.
Get the muddy buddies out of your ear, Bo. Come
You know
on.
what? Let's try Muddy Buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on. Clearly, Bugs
on,
Bunny
hang
is
on.
the best character, though.
Everyone loves the sound of crunching.
Yeah. ASMR.
ASMR. Wow, you're getting everything today, people. This is a great show today. You're getting. You're
Hold
getting it all.
on. Clearly, Bugs Bunny is the best character, though.
Actually, I'll tell you, speaking of Bugs Bunny, they made those shows back in the day that would be comical for the adults when kids are watching. So right now, my 21-month-old daughter loves Bluey, but my wife and I love Bluey because it's like the humor is on an adult level. So, parallel.
That is not parallel.
It is parallel.
Bluey's terrible.
Bluey's not terrible.
Bluey's terrible, and Bugs Bunny is the best.
Bluey.
I will pistol whip you with this mic.
Bugs Bunny is the best.
Please.
This is,
Exclusive.
This is the first time on our podcast somebody's.
I know.
Violence.
Wow. This is the first threat we've ever.
Can we like go back to this mental health crisis?
Yes, all right.
Because
I'm about to demonstrate one.
Episode. Wow.
Yeah.
Somebody is not invited back to this.
Actually,
This is like there's like
I promise that you're going to call me back. You're like, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
there's like the movie Bad Boys, the first one.
Yeah.
And then there's 2. You're never gonna come back for 2. I like in like in Rush Hour. And then like the third one, the bloopers. He's not gonna be back for Rush Hour.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's kind of what Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor.
Yeah, he's not coming back for podcast 2.
Taylor Michael B. Jordan Dunne.
Yeah, and emphasis on the word done.
He's done.
Yeah.
I like Rush Hour. I just watched it the other day. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan and like
Chris Tucker's hilarious.
Chris Tucker's hilarious.
well, yeah. And I just watched Shanghai Nights the other day.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jackie Chan with like
Yeah.
Owen Wilson or with like Chris Tucker. They're fantastic.
John Wang.
John Wayne. That's a terrible cowboy name.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's your
Anyway.
favorite line in Rush Hour? What's your favorite?
Hang on. That's not cigarette. That's cigaweed. I like never touch a black man's radio.
Yeah. Never.
Yeah, I like when he's in China though. That's the same thing to him.
I love his obsession with women, but he's not a ladies' man.
Yeah, I know because old Jackie Chan gets the ladies.
Yeah, I know. That's hilarious.
Uh,
Watch the show, everybody.
Wait. Can we go back a second?
Yeah.
You've never been threatened on this podcast?
no,
No, I threatened him. That's about it. Or
Yeah,
we both
usually
threaten each
we-
other, but everyone
Yeah.
kind of goes, yeah, whatever. We've heard it all. But
everyone else is.
So I brought a little spice.
yeah. Brought some spice.
Well, it's not going to be that spicy when it's edited out.
Or deleted.
Delete.
delete the whole thing. Like I said, it's just going to be David and I talking to nobody. Actually, going to put one of these plants right there. It's just like, yeah.
That's
We
too
have
funny.
We have good editing techniques here.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
the plants.
Well, if you're so good at editing, why don't you just like not invite me over and just splice my voice in?
Well,
Wow.
because we have to, we feel like we have to.
You have to mock me. That's what you
We
have
have
to do.
to invite,
Well-
we're trying to get everybody in the ward, and
Yeah.
you're technically in the ward.
Right. So we.
Wait, technically, we're obligated. You're a checkbox.
Yep.
Yes.
We checked you.
You're a higher.
Yeah.
So you're welcome that we allowed you to have the privilege of coming here.
Yeah.
Anyway, 80s cartoon, though, Taylor.
This would have been like you were 5 or something, right? Or
I was born in '84, so
oh, yeah, 84. Okay.
Yeah. What?
At least up.
Can
At least
you
up till
even-
5.
Can you even remember that?
No.
What about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man?
that was good. But that was '90s.
Well, it started in the 80s, though.
He stopped when he was 12. After I went to books.
Well, that's your point. He
no
still would have been
cartoons.
young enough in 80s.
Well, I guess maybe your brother or sister would have been watching. You would have been like, turn that childish stuff off.
You know, movie I remember from the '90s or Princess Bride. My older siblings always used to watch
Okay,
that.
well, that's not a cartoon, so
Yeah, it's about the
why don't
same
you go ahead and
quality.
throw that out? Just go ahead and throw that out. You're going to get yourself pistol whipped with that microphone in a second.
Can you imagine?
I do all the time, as a matter of fact.
So let's.
I guess we move on since Taylor's given us nothing.
Yeah, he is. Let's go to your testimony.
This guy, it's
Like my cartoon testimony?
Yeah,
or-
he's such a
I believe
good,
in cartoons to be true.
such a good,
Yeah.
no, hold on. So, what are some things like you're talking about gospel topics and stuff like that? Second coming stuff. What are you? What are your opinions?
What's
on
your
this?
take?
What's your
Where it's
take?
gonna occur?
Yeah. How long we got? Do you got a bet?
What's the over under? on when it's going to happen.
2030 or no?
Okay. Are we being serious or are we just going to...
We're being serious
okay.
this time. We'll interject the funny. You just tell it. We're the talent.
Yeah.
We'll do the funny. You do the...
Yeah, you just do you.
Yeah.
No, I'll be...
No, serious though.
So, okay, I do believe it. I 100% believe this is the last days.
Yeah.
These are perilous times. I do believe the church work is hastening, right? And
even though like we just got cut off from China and Russia,
it's going to work out.
which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But I just want to interject, which is crazy. Like the last year, I think we had the most baptisms ever.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah. Something I personally do, I've cut off all notifications off my phone except for the church news. So I have that popping in. So I just kind of see the work of the Lord moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
As far as second coming, when I was a kid, I would often think like, I actually always had the sadness that I would never have grandkids. That's how soon I thought the second coming would be. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as I get older, I feel our generation feels very similar. The generation above us, God bless them, but they don't feel that way. Doesn't mean they're wrong, but they just don't feel the same thing. I feel strongly that I'd only have so much time in this life to be prepared to be what God wants me to be and call me to, so I can help in the capacity I need to help His people. Do I have a time specifically? No. Do I choose to watch the news? No. I just work on my testimony and spirituality, and I think that's actually going to help more people. But I live with urgency because I don't think I have enough time on the clock to be what I'm supposed to be for the Lord, which may not necessarily be right, but that's my struggle. So I want, I just think we just got to be ready. I really do. I 100% is within our lifetime. I have no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt about that.
Is there anything that leads you to that, or are you just kind of, like you said, is that a feeling, or you just...
I don't, a lot of people say, well, if you look at the world, it's so wicked. That's not how I base it. Yeah, that's actually a really great question.
It seems like you could base it on what moves certain people are making in the world. That you kind of go, why would you make that move unless you're preparing for an eventuality of something happening?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things, right? I mean, in essence, I mean, the hard part is interpretation of all things.
Right. I'm talking about like money and food and like collecting things like that.
Sure.
Yeah,
But you obviously have a different...
I think the caliber of people coming into the world are much, much higher, right? Because every generation gets better and better.
Right.
So...
The T4000 series humans.
But there's that. Also, I think for as much evil as there is, there's just as much good.
Yeah.
I see a lot of good in the world. So the President Nelson said in recent conferences that the Lord is going to make greater manifestation of His power than ever before. So in my world, I think, well, we just had a baby and I had a 0% chance of having a child. That's a great manifestation of His power, right? And my wife's pregnant again, right? I'll tell you a quick funny joke. My wife and I, we have this joke. So if she was in this room and said, "Hey, babe, who got you pregnant?" She'd go, "Dr. Austin."
Nice.
Because we did IVF, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was she going to get some money for him?
But what's worse for him is when he's in a supermarket and some woman comes up to his wife and says, "Thank you, your husband got me pregnant." Just really awkward.
She's like, "Oh, you're the
He's like, "Fat a nickel
one today. Thanks, cool."
Another day at the office.
Yeah, another day.
And he's catching up to the milkman.
No.
See Dr. Austin if you are in need for all your fertility needs.
No. Well, no, I mean, and that's the tough part, right? I mean, there's interpretation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of things, I mean, what is it Sister Nelson was talking about, talk about what if, the first opportunity that, Lord come back and Adam on down and took place already. Mm-hmm. And it's just things that we're privileged to not really know. And so I think the reality is that I think it takes place. I think that a lot of things happen more subtly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not grandiose things.
Yes.
And they talk about bigger manifestations of spirit. And I think that those bigger manifestations of the spirit are essentially what you're kind of talking about is us, like us being able to be a power for good.
Yep.
Providing those things.
Yeah,
But
I do believe that. I mean, I just think a lot of people are feeling to do something greater than themselves. So I think the Lord's calling people, LDS or not, to do something more. There's just a work and a movement. And also, this helped me a long time ago. I had a mentor tell me this. It's from the scriptures. The Lord is gathering his elect. You apply this to missionary work, it means not everyone is going to accept the gospel, which means don't get your feelings hurt if someone tells you no. Move on, find the next person. So right now, our job is just to find who's interested and do our best to, convey the message of the restoration of the gospel. So I am not daunted by the whole world. I'm just daunted by the elect. And elect doesn't mean you're better. It just means you're more inclined to be receptive.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it means and that's why if you look at the Bible dictionary, it's like born in a place and a time that's more beneficial for you to hear and accept the gospel of Jesus Christ. Right? And how do we become elect? Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe, clearly we had things before this life. You know what I mean? Some of us and some people were just more inclined to progress a little further, you know what I mean, before. And like you said, again, it doesn't make us any better, but it just makes in terms of those that are willing and anointed to be able to help to bring about the second coming of Christ.
Yeah.
And that's why most people are born of Ephraim. That's because that's their calling is to go out and to find those people. And
it's like a responsibility almost,
It
is
a privilege, right? I mean, that's
privilege.
What it should
Yeah,
be,
absolutely.
in terms of
I agree with that.
The gospel.
So you asked me, how do I know the second coming's coming? And I think to myself, I'm not citing scripture to you. I'm not citing who said what.
Right.
Because, I mean, we all have the scriptures. You can look for yourself.
Absolutely.
But the honest truth, ever since I was a kid, I've felt this enormous weight on my shoulders about the responsibility I will have in the service of the Lord. And I don't know what it is, and I don't need to say it, right? Everyone has responsibility. You have it, and you have it. Everyone has a responsibility. We all have our callings. My point, though, is I have never thought I was going to have retirement years. I still don't think that. Mm-hmm. I've never envisioned, I'm going to be in an RV and go around the United States when I'm 55 years old. It's never. I know that I'm just going to work until the point that I can do church service to the day I die. That's how I feel. So
you can't do that in an RV.
Yeah, or on a fishing boat. Come on.
Wait, no, actually, the RV
portable.
No, the RV has a baptismal fund.
Yeah, exactly. You got a portable church driving around.
Yeah,
it's an accessory you can get through.
You just got big old speakers playing LDS hymns.
But, so that's my mind frame. Like I actually still struggle because I was single for so long. And I've been so dedicated in my faith and my testimony that I don't even see my wife and kids in the end part of my life. And they will be there. I know they will, but I just have such a dedication to our church and our faith, especially Jesus Christ. And I mean, there's more things we could talk on a podcast, but I like to say to myself that I've been through so many things that other people would have left the church over.
Yeah.
I've went through those things. And I haven't left the church. So that is the strength of my testimony. Is like I chose not to. Like, that again, adversity, and I chose not to. So I just feel compelled to keep going. And even though I have fallen many, many times, I always desire to get back up. And even though it might take me a little bit longer than some other times. But that's the beauty of the Savior. D&C 117:13 is a great scripture. It says the Lord doesn't look on perfection. He looks on the person who falls and gets back up. And that is all about resilience, right? Or for the vast majority of the world who deals with addiction. Like, I'm not asking you to be sober permanently. I'm asking you just to get up every time you fall. Mm-hmm. Have a drink, have sex, whatever it is, just get back up. That is more honorable in his eyes than if you just are staying straight-laced and not really trying. Anyways.
Well, and I think that part of that is about what you're talking about, getting back up, but it's about also how we serve,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know, it's just, yeah. I mean, you can continue to be and maintain, you know, a perfection in your eyes, right? I mean, I'm not doing this, and I keep on doing it. But if you're not serving others, and if you're not,
Yeah.
you know, practicing those things,
Yeah.
then it really doesn't make any difference. As opposed to someone who, you know, maybe drinking or whatever else, but then gets back up, but they're also out there trying to help serve other people.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, clearly that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Lord understands weaknesses, but if your heart is in the right place,
Yeah.
and it's serving and practicing charity, then I think you'd be a little better off. And
I think so. Because if we think about it, there's two reasons why we fall or sin. I think it's because we're coping, right? One reason we sin is because we're actively pursuing to be evil or choosing to be disobedient. That is one root of sin. Another part of sin is breaking the law, which, you know, of the commandment. But I think we're coping. I like to say that we either hope through we cope through the world or hope through the gospel, right? Hoping through the gospel takes longer. I mean, you're planting a seed and you're waiting a long time for the fruit to yield, but it's so much better. Coping through the world is like, crud, I'm stressed. I'm going to do XYZ addiction. It works, but in the long run, it doesn't. Right? But with the gospel, crap, I'm really anxious. Well, reading my scriptures doesn't sound like it's going to get rid of my anxiety, but I have to trust in the Lord.
And trust in the Lord and His servants, because there's times when you're trying to struggle through that.
Yeah.
And you rely a lot on support systems. You know.
And I love trusting servants. I kind of have this. So one, I absolutely love Russell M. Nelson. I've seen him speak 3 times in 3 different locations in person. And I've seen him as an apostle, I've seen him as a prophet, and there is a difference in his mantle. I was in Seattle Mariners baseball stadium when he came in front of 46,000 people.
Brogan and Haven were there.
Oh, okay, amazing. So he came in. When he walked in, we all stood up. I can feel it right now. Like that is a man of God.
Yeah.
And he has said things that I have stuck to since. And I still say this: the day he passes, and I hope it's never, but when he does, like I will take work off because he has changed my life. Our family would not have our children that we have now if it wasn't for him, because he said, seek and expect miracles. And we were stuck. We were absolutely stuck. So,
and the cool part is on the way out, he hit a home run. It was impressive.
What do you mean by that?
He was on Safeco Field, man, and he just, on the way out of there, they just pitched him a ball and
knocked it out.
knocked it out of that park. Man.
Yeah. No, so it's servant's God, but also, yeah, I'm with you.
Nothing?
Come on. Taylor's just like, what?
Jeez.
He was like, what scripture was that from?
No, but I will say, speaking of servants of God, I want to speak to this. I think bishops are powerful servants of God, and that they should be utilized. And like in my life, teens to mid 30s, even late 30s, I kind of make this joke. If I went to a financial advisor as often as I went to a bishop in my life, I'd be rich.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm rich because I'm placing my treasure in heaven, and that's why I'm going to a bishop, right? So, but bishops are great, and even if they don't have advice, I've been there where they don't have advice, they don't know what to say, but they are a common judge in Israel, and they are there because Jesus is advocating for you, and He knows that you're being humble and contrite.
Yeah.
So, man, I went to so many bishops so many times because I was just trying over and over and over again. But you know what? Like, I'm in a much better place now. And I think so. I'm just grateful for servants of the Lord.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they're one of the most underrated.
They are
Things in church.
Yeah.
But the hard part is too, and unfortunately, there's some that are not great. So,
And that's understandable.
Yeah.
which is hard.
Yeah.
right?
It's hard.
You know,
But you know, you kind of go, I hope during this process they learn something through
Yeah.
this calling, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that there's clearly reasons for, you know, them to be put in that position for whatever
Yeah.
reason it may be that we may not know. But it all, you know, it's also an opportunity for people like in the ward or wherever it may be to be able to go through things and overcome.
Yeah.
And adapt, right? And like you said, hopefully they
Yeah.
learn.
You know,
They learn from that, and the
They do.
people learns. And,
They do.
So I'll give you an example. I was thinking, like, how do I almost debate what you said about bishops? And I agree with you, there are bad bishops. I'm with you, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But what I thought in reflection, I didn't learn this until I was married to Danielle. I felt so much guilt for what I put my missionary companions through on my mission because I was crazy. Right? I was just like intense. And I was too much. I was just over the top. And I remember this one missionary in particular. But my wife said to me, because what the companion said to me after 6 weeks, he says, "Good thing I believe this church is true, because I don't know how I ever would have gone through this." And he wasn't trying to make me feel bad.
Sure.
I think he was just stating something. What was my point? Danielle made me realize I served a purpose in his life. Yeah. Even though I was a worthless missionary and I was crazy, for him, it made him grow. So if you talk about a bad bishop, often it's bad that makes us grow better.
Yeah. I mean, people that will get more involved in helping because they see that maybe there may be some lacking in the, so.
Well, it's just like the opportunity, like, hey, you want to pay, like, you go to the Lord and say, hey, I want to be more patient with people. Well, what do you think the Lord does at those times?
Get you married.
Get you married and has, gives you children.
Married.
No, but like
neighbors.
Maybe puts you in,
Bo.
opportunities to meet me, but put you in opportunities where you're being bombarded by, things that really bother you. Well, you prayed for it. And if you want those privileges to be able to overcome those things, then you probably need to be tried. And so like you're talking about sometimes, and I'm not saying I've ever had a bad bishop or not. I'm just saying that they're clearly out there because they're normal human beings, right? Yep. And they have flaws, and some of them are put in position. People don't know why, and things happen. And like you said, that's an opportunity, and what you were saying too, for the people of that ward to progress and to come together and figure, how to overcome these things and to step up in the times when it needs to.
I love that Heavenly Father puts us in these situations to grow. Yeah. It's mostly for us to grow and to learn. Because when we get older, we reflect back, you're reflecting 20 years or so with these companions.
But I do want to stipulate that, Byron, you're great, buddy.
Yeah, Byron's great.
So I'll tell you a quote that I've never applied to church, but I apply it to people in the workforce, but I think we can, for fun, apply it to church. So there's a quote by General Mad Dog Mattis.
Yeah.
And he says, and this is about just when dealing with people's tough and you just don't like them. Be professional, be polite, but always have a plan to kill everybody.
We do not.
We do not condone.
Whatever.
Killing
Bo, you served in the armed forces.
We do not condone killing everybody. Just so this is Taylor's.
You served in the Great Ward, Bo.
This is Taylor's perspective.
So what you're saying is
we're not suppressing his First Amendment right. We're just saying.
The only judge in the world is Heavenly Father.
I don't know what you guys are saying right now.
The only judge in the world is Heavenly Father, but if he wants to make an arrangement, we can make that happen. You know what I'm saying?
I love that quote. I've seen that. Like, we're not here to judge, but we're here to make the arrangement.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Good old Mad Dog.
Yeah, the old Mad Dog.
Mad Dog quote.
Yeah, I appreciate it, old Mad Dog.
Well, I mean, I can only quote so many apostles, throw in a general. Actually, I had a friend.
Well,
he's quoting. He's quoting
to be both.
What?
They used to be both, man.
Well, Joseph Smith was a general.
Well, I know he was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
A mayor, and he's the mayor of Nauvoo, and also the leader of the old militia there,
and a candidate for the president of the United States,
Commander in Chief. Yep.
What's funny is there was a meeting the night before Joseph Smith was assassinated. And they had a meeting of 20 elected officials that met together the day before that he was assassinated. There's so many things that you listen to people talk about the reason why Joseph Smith was assassinated. It's just so interesting of what everything involved in it. Like Francis Scott Key is even involved somehow. Potentially, right? Just these different departments, and
that's
purchasing the land and from and getting the opportunity to purchase land in Iowa that across the water that the LDS people owned, was part of it, and clearly Warsaw, they were hoping to be able to be a port, you know what I mean, but then they changed the system, and it's just so many things and them dealing with the Native Americans, you know what I mean, and selling them product and stuff like that, and was also a contributing factor. But ultimately, I mean, they just so it was a political assassination. Like there was real opportunity for him to make a name for himself, and clearly, I mean, the biggest issue was the LDS people and them as a group of people voting, which contributed to the biggest part of the problem. You know, like some of those people there, like in Illinois, you had a big group of people because Nauvoo was the biggest city in Illinois at that time. You know, you're talking about a big group of people who all voted the same.
Yeah.
Then they were clearly worried about that.
A lot of influence.
It was the same in Missouri. They were worried about those aspects of it. And so some of the people that thought were going to get elected but didn't have to get elected were part of the real problem.
Yeah.
You know, which contributed to assassination. So it was an actual, you know what I mean, the first.
So,
you know,
so I read a book by Tim Ballard, the hypothesis,
Yeah,
the
Pilgrim.
Lincoln hypothesis.
Yeah, and then there's Washington.
Washington.
And then
Have you read any of those?
Yeah, and then the Pilgrim.
What did you think about the Washington one? Because I haven't read that one yet. Lincoln's was good.
I mean, I listened to the Washington one. I thought it was good. I can't remember much of it now because it's been several years, but I enjoyed it.
You're a communist?
Yeah, that's how'd you know?
Yep. You called it. I've been saying it for years.
Did you know? No, I remember listening to it, and I did enjoy it. But I don't remember much about it. You know, there's just a few events in it I listened to. I'm like,
I was really fascinated with the Lincoln one. I was just like, I love history. There's a sense of adventure, and there's like also the gospel component, which is just fantastic. So
one of the great stories in there was Washington, how he was in one of the battles, whatever else, and the Native Americans were involved in that too, and they swore up and down that they had shot him multiple times with arrows and everything like that, and come to the end of the war and stuff like that, into that battle, and he was unscathed, other than his like jacket had like holes and stuff in it, and so a lot of them called him a different name in terms of just the guy who couldn't be killed. You know what I mean? And they just they actually grew real appreciation for, you know, him and you know who it is and his leading tactics and stuff like that. But I don't.
Yeah, and that's what makes me very patriotic, is the restored gospel component. That this land had to exist in order for the gospel. And you guys remember when I spoke last year at our flag raising, but this has been in the making since the beginning of time. Like, this land was not just that, we just showed up as pilgrims and now what? It has been sacred forever. So I feel a privilege to be an American, but also be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And my biggest thing when I left on my mission was like, is this just American church or is this a worldwide church? Because, you know, I was conscious of that. But as soon as I left the States, I was like, no, this is definitely a worldwide church.
Absolutely.
But I didn't know that.
It took place in Puerto Rico, though.
Yeah, Joseph Smith's Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Jose Smith.
No, I just say, and that's, we're talking about, I mean, clearly this land, right? I mean, from the beginning, I mean, Adam and Diamond and stuff like that is here. And, you know, so that civilization clearly is here. But I mean, I think the landmass was altogether one.
The other thing,
one that time, but.
Too, I was going to say that, you know, the amount of freedoms that we have protected for those types of things to take place were foreordained, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the Declaration of Independence is the only sanctioned document by the Lord. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where does it say that?
In the Doctrine and Covenants.
Okay.
In the first few sections. I can't remember which section it was, but it was sanctioned from the Lord. So clearly there's something to it.
You know, I heard from a historical perspective, not LDS, that during the founding of the nation, that there's more geniuses per capita in the United States at that time than any other time in the history of the world. So you see the Lord putting all these men together, and women, but like together to make this happen.
Great minds, yeah.
Great minds. It was not an accident.
Right.
And I love... Lord's very calculated, but he doesn't show it. That's what's even more beautiful.
Would you even say properly learned people, you know, or properly educated or spiritually educated?
And also, too, if you look at since that point in time until later, I mean, how fast technology exploded, because you're talking about, you know, right after the apostles were killed off. And up until like that point in time, how far technology got was pretty stagnant without the gospel of Jesus Christ.
You know when it really kicked off? Like, there's a measurement, and I think it's the GDP, but when there's a statistic that shows it, but it's actually 1820. And 1820 is when the first vision happened. So a lot of scholars outside, or a lot of historians outside of the LDS faith will point out to the LDS faith citing that 1820 is when we believe is a huge focal point for the world.
Yeah, and it's also twofold, right? So in 1830, like the Book of Mormon comes out and those things like get presented to the world. Well, what else is taking place? What else gets presented to the world around the same time?
Andrew Jackson.
Well, no, that old Charles Darwin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So combative.
The origin of man. Yeah, I mean those.
Chuck D.
Yeah. So things like that, which and divine, or manifest destiny. This sort of ideology is placed too, where creates people as subhuman.
Yeah. You said something that's. So I mean, you've heard just my passion and my passion about my testimony and everything, but it's been a long struggle. But one little part from my patriarchal blessing that stuck out with me that I've had to work on is that I'm blessed to be outspoken against Satan and his followers. Now, if you knew the home I was raised in, my mom's a recluse, doesn't have any friends, and my dad's a pacifist. So where do I get that from? Where do I get outspoken? So you hear me say things, and I'm constantly trying to figure it out. But when you talk about 1830, the Book of Mormon comes out, but at the same time Charles Darwin, well, someone has to speak up to Charles Darwin. So now we're in 2025. Who's going to speak up? And I'm still trying to figure out how. So what I resolved with is well, you can start with Satan because most people are against him.
Most people.
Yeah. But that's even changing.
Unlike.
But what I'm saying is, but when I gave my speech last year about being American, our duty as Americans is to have the uncomfortable conversation. It's not about, hey, raise your flag and pay your taxes. No, live morally.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to save this nation.
Live for liberty, live for freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have enough time for this on the podcast, but I have a strong conviction that and this is through the scriptures, but there's a correlation between the natural disasters and sin.
Well, so interesting enough, I think that if you look back at the last 100 so odd years, so there's, when you take the parable of the wheat and the tares, right? And part of the parable of the wheat and the tares, right, it talks about in the New Testament, the Lord's talking about the parable, and he's talking about that his angels were going to be loose to, to, what is it, to harvest, between the wheat and the tares. And if you look at that one, but then also again in Joseph Smith's time, so he reiterates the parable. But in this time, he talks about the angels, they were begging him to go down to harvest them at that point in time. Now, they came. I think it was Lorenzo Snow, when right after the dedication of the Salt Lake Temple. He was at some women's conference or whatever it may be, and it was written down. They talked about, but he had at that moment in time he said that those angels had been loosed on the earth at that point in time to harvest between the wheat and the tares. And if you look at from that moment in time till now, you're talking about the late 1890s or whatever it may be until now. Well, clearly something that the Lord has sort of allowed to take place, on the earth has taken place, because how many world wars and wars that take place, but then the exponential rate of natural disasters taking place on the earth, there's clearly something that has.
But yeah, so actually here's where I got it from, and I don't have this all written out, but this was when I was in college. I went to a music therapy fireside, it was an LDS class, and it taught that we all have frequencies, right? You, me, there's a frequency. Now, the human atom is 20 octaves above what we can hear, and the Earth's tone is 20 octaves below what we can hear. Everything makes sound. Sound has what? Vibration.
So the Beach Boys.
Right, great sound.
Really good vibration.
Really good vibration. Anyways, so the point is, if the Earth has a sound and I have a sound, there's a harmony between us, right? But if you or I or anyone in this world's frequency is off, which happens with sin, if that frequency is off, what happens to Earth's frequency? It's off.
Also, certain substances, and you put in your body, make you vibrate different frequencies. But that's just another podcast. Go ahead.
I've seen that too, and it's
Yeah. So what I'm getting at,
see the way they're vibrating.
so what I'm getting at is, yes, pollution is a thing, and environmentally friendly is important. But if you really want to clean up the world, it's the gospel.
Yeah.
I do believe that. I do really believe that, and it sounds really cliche, but like if people are harmonious, the scripture, it's in Doctrine and Covenants. I'm just drawing a blank. But no, the earth groans with iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scripture, and that groan is a reaction to iniquity. And so the earth is reacting to the sin. So what happens when we're a righteous people? What happens to the world? It prospers. The earth is a living organism, right? So I can be as hippie as anyone else.
No.
And I'm telling you, like,
absolutely. It's a natural. There's natural occurrences that happen on this earth, and there's a balance that Heavenly Father put here for that to happen. The trees, the animals, everything kind of coexists. And if we're kind of not doing that with our actions and even our mind, our consciousness, avoiding all that and kind of going towards the earth is going to feel that. And of course, I do believe that it'll come into balance again, which is the second coming.
I think, so
putting everything into balance.
It's called the Gaia effect, right? Gaia principle, which is that the world is a living organism,
Yeah.
right? And so when it comes out of balance, then there's things that'll do to like your body will
our
have
body
natural resistance to things that don't want it to cover. And what's interesting is I think that like and this is just me saying this is like I think when before the flood I think that so the way the earth would have been tilted upright, you know what I mean, and then after the flood was what created that tilt, which like the 28.15 degree tilt, which is why there would have been rainbows afterward, which would have created, because that's when I think like all the landmass broke apart, right? Because you're talking about deluge that came up from underneath the ground too, which would have separated, the land masses from one another, which also creates this, sort of tilt like in the earth, which allows us to have seasons and those things. And I think that eventually, because they talk about when in the millennium, when Christ comes again, that the landmass will come back together again. And the seas will go up north, and so I think that the earth will go back to its normal upright tilt, and but that's just a me thing.
I know there are adversarial forces that are appealing to our primal instincts, food wise and other things, and
I do like food.
Yeah, well, Killer Burger. I mean, they didn't have Killer Burger.
Except for American cheese.
Yeah, American cheese. They didn't have that.
They're trying to kill me.
They had natural fruits and berries and just lived off nature,
Oh, well, thanks, you hippie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the hippie, man.
I am super hippie dippy.
Well, cool, man. Well, I appreciate it. If you would just be willing to give us your testimony.
Give us your testimony so we can help.
Sure.
It'll help a lot of our listeners. Yeah. I believe that.
That's if you want to know the real purpose behind all this, is to get to know people, but also to share people's testimonies so that it's, like you talked about, put that out in the world, which is better than to put, although we would like to do other podcasts, but it's better to do other things.
No, I agree. My testimony, what comes to my mind is people are wonderful, people are beautiful, and they're created by God, and that everyone has a purpose, and whether you know yours or not, you can find it through the Lord. How do you find that? You come to Him in prayer. How do you hear Him talk to you? You read the scriptures. Which scriptures do I believe in? The Bible, the Book of Mormon, and the other scriptures that we have. I have such a strong testimony of scripture study. I'll never deny it. There's something so special. A big turning point in my life was when someone said, if only I turned to my Book of Mormon as often as I turn to my phone. And I thought about it. Because when you turn to your phone, it's like, I'm tired, I'm bored, I'm hungry, I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm tempted. So for the last few years, have been trying to turn the Book of Mormon more often. And it works. It really works. Whether you just flip it open or you search with intent, God the Savior is the author of simplicity. Satan is the creator of confusion, right? And so I'm finding in my life right now, because I have 2 goals this year: my marriage, my eternal marriage, and simplicity. Those are my only 2 goals. Everything falls underneath those. And by following the Lord, making life simple, focusing on relationships that matter, everything's just clicking really well. And I know things will fall apart at some point, but that is my proven life. I have ups and downs. I love the Lord because he is in the trenches with you. I love the Lord because he will guide you and speak to you. I think the world is a beautiful place. I as much as I've traveled, I strongly believe I can go anywhere in the world and connect with anyone. Why? Because the common denominator is that we have Jesus, whether they know it or not. And even if they don't want to come to know Jesus, I still love them. I also want to testify to priesthood authority. Nothing that we do in this faith would work without priesthood. And that priesthood was restored to Joseph Smith, right, through John the Baptist and Peter, James, and John, both Aaronic and Melchizedek priesthood. That separates a religion from any other religion. And I think we need to testify to that. I also want to testify to temples. Temples are a place of revelation, but it's also a place of humility. It's a place of just knowing that you are beneath God. But you know what's great is the Lord has gone beneath you. So I just want to share the intimate relationship you can have with the Savior and God. And it's not easy, but the thing is the journey is beautiful. I'm a relationship guy. That's my number one thing, relationship. And I realize no one can take my relationship from me. You can take away my money. You can take away my family. You can take away anything in my life. You can take it all away. But you can't rob me of my relationship with God. So why is that? Because I believe there's heaven. And I believe there's a path. And that is Jesus Christ. That's my testimony. And I say that in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. One of the things I talked about today is virtue. So the word virtue, like the Latin meaning of it's like virtuous, but it means like power or strength. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, sometimes, like you think of the idea, the concept of virtue, right, is to, when you hear the word virtue, what do you think?
Something you hold.
Or like your mind, like your thoughts, like, you know what I mean? You think, okay, from have virtues, it means to have, godlike thoughts, like godly thinking and talking about all those things. But it makes sense that it would be also used in terms of power and strength. Mm-hmm. Because I think that's what helps us is we gain power and strength by being and knowing and receiving, by being virtuous, by choosing God's path, by choosing what he asks us to do and how to act and what things to think or what things to consume. And as we choose God, then we gain power and strength, that virtue from it. I'll speak to that. Last state conference, 70 came in. Do you guys remember this? Yes.
He said, if you're struggling with whatever addiction, covenant with the Lord that you will not do it. And it was an open mic. And so at my turn, I grabbed the mic. I said, it's kind of hard to make a commitment not to do something when you know full well you're going to do it. I know I didn't say this, but everyone in this room is saying the same thing. So please explain. And long story short of his explanation, I realized it's the Lord's way. That was February or so. And I've done really well with my addiction. But I've always thought, I'm never going to get rid of this. It's never going to go away. This is the thorn in my side. Yeah. Anyways, so I say this after being in part of addiction recovery groups for 18 years or so. But I started covenanting not to XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. And it's been a game changer. Why? Because you can promise anything, and anyone can do that in the world. But I'm a covenant keeper. I have made covenants, and that endows me with power. And this year, by honoring those covenants and trying to keep them, there's power beyond my own. And so just in my life, like my health has improved, my finances have improved, things are simpler. I love the direction we're going as a family. My job life has never been better. Like all these blessings are coming. At the same time, life was really hard. And I could have fallen multiple times when in the past I would have justified it. And I give credit, all the credit to my covenants and Jesus Christ. So I want to speak to virtue, because that's one of the values I hold, that I look at my affirmations every day, and it's, it says I am virtuous. And for 20, 30, 40 years, I'm looking like, am I? But there is power in it.
Yeah, and that's why you kind of think about when you read the scripture in Luke, and Jesus was he's walking, and the woman with the blood issue touches his robe, and he's like, I perceive, that the virtue has gone out of me, and you're like, that's weird, like that. How has virtue gone out? But if you replace that with power or strength, right, that my strength has been, come out of me, then you're like, oh, okay, well that makes sense of what. The idea of what
I
that
like
can
that.
come to, that relates and correlates, that they're one together. The power and strength is virtue with the thoughts of Christ-like thoughts and things like that they're one together, but you receive the power and strength by doing that, by becoming like Christ. Yeah. And so, so I just leave that there, and I appreciate it. We're always thankful for people willing and wanting to come on here and share their thoughts, you know what I mean, and the little bit about them, because some people it's easy, and other people it's not easy to do.
Yeah, you're right.
So we appreciate both of them. But thanks, man. How was it for you? Was it all right?
Yeah, this is great. A lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah.
So, if anybody please wants to come on, let us know. Luckily, a lot of people have reached out to us, which we really appreciate. But also one thing too, please subscribe, but also ring that bell.
Ring the bell. Buy his book, Taylor Dunne.
Yeah, so that you'll get a little something when we put a new one up.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you for
guys.
joining us.
Thank you both.
Thank you.